Recording too?
Yeah, everything's ready.
Okay. It just doesn't say recording, it just says live up there.
There we go. Now we are.
Okay, there we go. Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the Two Dum Yinzers. This is episode 71. Um kind of a down day today, Mike. There was an unfortunate happening down in Texas yesterday. I think a lot of people have this on their mind. I just wanted to touch base on it just because
Yeah.
I'm the only show in the country who doesn't. I didn't want to because I didn't want to give the shooter any get his name out there any more than it has to be. However, I feel that I want to talk about the kids for a minute. Of course, we're talking about the shooting yesterday down in Texas at Robb Elementary School, where the gunman went into the school and killed 19 kids and 2 adults. I just want to say that that's a terrible, terrible thing. And we here at Two Dum Yinzers, our hearts and prayers certainly go out to you. You don't want to see this happen anywhere. And it's extra hard, Mike, because these are kids, and you and I both have kids.
Yep.
So it really makes your mind do things that it wouldn't if you didn't. And I'm not going to say that people that don't have kids don't don't feel this, because I'm sure they really do. But when you have young kids, it certainly it hits you a little differently. So for us, the Two Dumb Yinzers, I'd like to take a moment of silence for the people and the victims and the families and everybody down in Texas that was affected by this. All right. Okay. So with that being said, how are you today, Mr. Michael?
I'm exhausted, and I think my kid knows it.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, every little button that he could hit so far this morning, he's hit every single one. Like, we were just like relaxing, chilling, and he likes to mess around with Snapchat and the filters. So
Yeah.
I give him my phone, and I'm just like in and out of consciousness, and he's just tapping his feet, tapping his feet on me. I'm like, dude, come on now, just give me a second, give me 2 minutes here.
Yeah.
And then he just smirk that I know oh so well, and tap 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 tap. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
you are just every last nerve today. I just know you're gonna be on, and it's hard to get mad at him too, because he has that laugh,
Right.
and that giggle, and it's like, dude, you remind me of me so much, I hate it.
You're right. Right.
You just once you start getting on someone's buttons, he's like me, you just ride it out, because it's funny, and
Yeah.
it's funny until that other person snaps.
Right.
And I know I will snap at him one point today, and I'll say his name real loud, and he'll be like, huh? What? Me? Like, yeah, you. Yeah. So that's how my morning's going.
Yeah.
Woke up at midnight. So, been up since midnight. Let's do this. It's a long day.
They can sense it when they're pushing your buttons.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And he's just turned 4, so he's loving pushing the buttons.
Oh, yeah, right.
He thinks it's the best game there is.
That he knows that it gets a rise out of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He looks for it.
You're right.
He takes too much after after me. Oh God. Oh, two stubborn individuals, and I'm supposed to be the adult, and
right.
That's not good.
Well, the teenage years ought to be fun.
Oh God.
Once he gets rebellious and starts, fighting you on everything.
Oh yeah. And he's a wild child too, so I have all that to look forward to.
Yeah.
Like he kind of wants to throw hands now. I'm like, dude, come on. Like I may
Yeah,
be
I mean,
old and out of shape, but I'm still bigger, faster, stronger right now. Let's go. Let's go.
you're right.
So yeah,
I
when he's a teenager, it's all downhill for me.
It is, and and I people that have girls, that's awesome. But you know what? I can't say that I'm not glad that I got boys. I just those are whole different. It's a whole different battle you have to fight whenever they become
Yeah.
teenagers.
Uh-huh.
So I think we're fortunate at this point, and we have all boys, and I don't want to say it's easier, but you know what? We're guys, so
Yeah.
we how to handle it
Yeah.
opposed to the talk
Uh-huh.
about periods and the talk about boyfriends and the talk about what I mean.
Yeah.
We're more equipped
Handle this.
to handle our boys. Yeah. So
Yeah.
knock on wood. Who knows what.
Oh, we lost. Oh, we lost you. Your audio's out. The magic.
Is there's a new GM in town.
Yes. Yes,
He,
new GM.
new GM from within the system already.
Yep.
Omar Khan.
Yes.
And I think that they just made it official this morning.
Yeah, it was like as of like 26 minutes ago or something. I saw like the last report. It might have been earlier in the day, but yeah, it was very recent. I love it.
I do too, and also expected is Andy Weidel from the Eagles organization to be brought in as the assistant GM.
Huh.
So good to get those things knocked out, and for the football fans who's ready to watch the game and watch the players. I'm happy to see that they got the GM situation taken care of.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling it.
Many years to come that there's going to be a lot of good stuff from this fella.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling it was probably going to be him because they never wanted to lose him because he's their cap guy, he's their cap guru, he's the one who moves all the numbers around to get the Steelers under the cap every year.
Okay.
He's more or less been groomed for this role for a long time now.
Okay.
And
Well,
like when they had all
awesome.
these interviews going outside the organization, it was I don't know why they were doing that. Maybe just get like ideas from other people, like, hey, more or less using that interview process to, hey, maybe you find someone who's actually better than the guy that you want.
Right.
And you also gain some information of how other teams run themselves too. So it's kind of
Right.
like a twofold thing. Do a little scouting on the competition, see what they do. Hey, what can we incorporate? Or hey, identify someone along the process for down the line roles.
But yeah.
So, it was smart. They interviewed like what 12 15 people or something like that. It was insane the amount of people they interviewed.
Yeah, they I mean we're starting a new leaf here. We're turning a new page. And it's only fitting that what I mean, you bring in this, in my opinion, this quarterback that they want to work out in
Yeah.
the guy they picked in the draft with Kenny Pickett. So I mean it's fun in that sense. We have a lot of new things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be interesting to see how things turn out. And it's really exciting, man. It's really exciting, and I can't wait. I can't wait till the end of summer here so we can start getting into some preseason in August and
Mm-hmm.
ready to kick off. For the rest of the year. I'm excited, and hell, it's going to be July here in a week, so less than a week.
June, you mean?
June. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, let's not
You
get ahead of
figure
ourselves.
you get into June, you're only a month away from the summer camps and things like that, and then
Yeah,
on the
it's
doorstep of preseason.
it's I can't wait. I can't wait. It's exciting time of year for football for me. I love the off season. And then
Yes.
once training camp comes around, you have all the camp stories of like who's the darling of the camp.
Right.
Who does the media think is going to make the team that doesn't make the team, then they flip out
Right.
that they don't make the team, then that person never does anything else. Those are the fun little stories for me.
I got two people that I'm super keeping an eye on. I'm so excited to watch. I'm not going to say Kenny because I think that's obvious. Everybody knows I like Kenny Pickett, but I like the two receivers. I like
That
the guy from Georgia and Austin third.
those both of those two right there. I was gonna say, and I'm kind of looking forward for the third round pick. D lineman Demarcus Lau.
Lil, yeah,
Leal, thank you. Yeah, I want to see what this guy can do, and the seventh round pick who was converted running back into linebacker.
yeah,
I was reading an article on him over the weekend, and yeah, at first he fought the change. He didn't like so much fight the change. It's like he always played offense, and coaches kept asking him. He was like, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll talk to you tomorrow. He's like, yeah, they wore me down. I finally said okay. And he went out there and just had a damn good season for only 1 year playing the position. So
right.
those four right there, I think that's going to be a lot of fun to watch them.
Yeah, I always say the top three
Yes.
are always my favorite three. Watching
Mhm.
to see how those three pan out. But you know what? There's so much more this year. I mean, like you said, we got this guy late. We got, Austin. We got so many different guys in rounds after those first three.
Mhm.
It's different this year. I can't wait to see all these guys. And every year I can't wait to see all the guys. But there's some guys that that just aren't going to be there.
Yeah.
I'd say with the exception of maybe one or two different guys, everybody else has a shot of being on this team.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's rare too for like the Steelers and any other team for all your draft picks to make the roster.
You're right.
Because it's draft is what it is. It's a crapshoot at the end of the day. It's not a science.
Right.
We talked about that before when we were talking about the draft. You never know how anyone's going to pan out. So, hey, if you get the majority of your draft picks to make the roster and contribute within 4 years, yeah, if the top four contribute immediately this year, that's amazing. And the next year, you bring in more and more guys from this draft, contribute late on special teams and maybe develop into key backups. That's a good draft.
I think that the four guys that were spoken of, Pickett, Pickens, Austin, and Leo, I think they're all going to contribute this year. I think that it's very possible that Kenny Pickett could be the quarterback. I think that Pickens is going to see mad playing time. I just think kid, and hopefully, depending on how he performs, it could be even better for him. So,
yeah,
I think we're going to see a lot of him. I think we're going to see a lot of Austin. I do. I hope that he just annihilates Baltimore when we play them later in the season. I think nothing would be better than that to happen.
It'd be fitting.
In the defensive lineman again, I think that he's going to contribute. So I think that those four players, they're going to make an immediate contribution to this team. And like you said, a few of them other guys, they're not too far out of the question. I think that we obviously have a packed house at quarterback, so I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know if we're going to cut Mason Rudolph and keep our 7th round pick. You don't know. So I mean, it's just going to be something that we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, who knows? Mason might come out in this competition and just light it up, which I think he's going to need a lot more than that to be the guy.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fun. I can't wait. We only got 3 preseason games this year. None of them are against Carolina, which is weird.
That gives me anxiety because that's who we should end every preseason with.
Yeah. So they basically took that game off because if you were to add that one back on, that would be the 4th preseason game. Off the top of my head, I forget. I think we play the Falcons, maybe a couple teams.
I think it's not like teams I haven't seen in a while in the preseason.
Yeah.
But
that's always fun. I can't wait. In those preseason games, that what I mean. Halfway through the game, if you want to get up and go do something else, you're totally at liberty to do that. It isn't like a regular season game where every single snap counts.
Yeah.
I love preseason. It kind of conditions you. It conditions us as fans for the season.
Yeah, I get real excited for the first game, and then once the starters come out, then it's like I like a handful of players,
right?
And it's like then by the time you get to the 3rd, 4th quarter, it's a struggle,
right?
It's a struggle because these guys, they're in the top 2% of all football players in the world, but the gap between the top 1% who makes it at the end of the year and this 2.5% it's a big chasm of talent level. So I'm not knocking any of these guys, Jesus Christ, just to make it that far. But you can see, why they're on the bubble.
You're right. And
It,
what a crazy thing to be in the top 2% and be a bore. Be able to,
yeah,
just,
yeah, to be like you're that far away from the 1% that you're.
yeah. Imagine how far we are. Holy
Oh,
shit.
you're right. That's why I like all these people out there. Oh, I can go out there and do this now. No, you
Yeah,
can't.
right.
You're looking at recent college grads who've been playing football their entire lives that are struggling to make a team, and those
And
guys are 100 times better than you.
these aren't guys that are just showing up at the end of summer, playing their season and going, get done and playing video games for the rest of the
Yeah,
year. These are guys that are conditioning their bodies very, very
yeah.
strictly. And they have people that are on top of them to make sure that
Hmm.
they condition themselves. I mean, these guys, why they're the best of the best. They prepare these guys to be the best of the best.
Yeah.
And the ones that actually are able to do it beat, or that 1%. So, and they usually have it pretty much all ironed out by opening day kickoff. So I'm excited. I'm always excited. I'm excited 365 days a year. If you run into me in February, if you run into me in June, and we're having a conversation at some point, I promise you, I'm going to start talking about football at some capacity.
You're like the NFL. You have no off season.
You're right. Right.
You're,
Speaking of NFL, Mike, the NFL is considering removing the Pro Bowl, but still showcasing the players instead. I'm not real sure what that means by the showcasing of the players. However, I think that they should play the Pro Bowl, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's part of the game. Every single sport, especially the main four, they all have all-star games, and they all participate. You don't, when you watch a hockey NHL all-star game, you have your stars sitting on that ice waiting for their turn to do these competitions. And then the very next day, you have the stars out there, playing their asses off to try to win. I I just think that NFL is I think they can play that game. And here's the thing, I know that the game's watered down and it's terrible, but at the end of the day, I still want to watch. I still want to see the All-Star game. I still want to see, I want to see the best players that were in the league that year. I want to see the guys that did the best, that performed the best. Get your asses out there and play this last game. You're not even tackling anybody. It just seems really lazy to me. And the thing is, we can talk about guys getting hurt, but on the other hand, it's football. It's not like we're going to the ballet. It's not that these guys again are built to play professional football. And if they're worried about one scrimmage game where you're not even tackling anybody, it sounds like a cop out. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't like the Pro Bowl anymore is just two-hand touch. It is what it is. I just have the skills competition and just be done with it. I like the Pro Bowl back in the day used to be fun because they would go out there and they try to play to win, and then now everyone's treating it what it is. Like the season's over. We've already played 17 games. We've been in the playoffs. We had that grind. They took it, they moved it from Hawaii. That used to be the key thing. People would go because it's in Hawaii.
I loved it in Hawaii.
Now they moved it to what, Orlando? Who wants to go
Yeah.
to Orlando? People in Orlando don't want to go to Orlando. Okay.
You see these guys get off the plane in Hawaii. The hula girls are putting a lei around their neck.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing. And as a kid, I enjoyed that. As a kid growing up loving football, I loved to watch the All-Star game at the end of the year. I loved to watch the interviews with the guys on the sideline. It was a thing for me as a fan that helped me develop my love for the NFL. And I just think if you take that away, okay, so now you have this major sports league, it's the one that doesn't have an All-Star game. I just think it's kind of lame. You just you're very strong physical people. For them to sit there and say that we're worried about injuries, it's bullshit. It's a cop out. They just don't want to do it anymore. And I don't think that a generation of guys who don't want to do it anymore should dictate the future of this game. I think it's good for football. Again, like I said, when I was a 10-year-old kid, when the year was over and you got to sit down and watch all your favorite All-Stars be on the field at the same time, you don't ever get that. You don't get that in football. You get to see, this guy this week, this guy that week, but you get to see every guy that was an all-star this season, all in that field. And again, like you said, it's two-hand touch. If that be as it may, let's roll with that. I just think you can't take this away. It's more of a fan thing than it is a player thing. And I don't think the fans want to do away with it. I just think the fans become uninterested. Do a couple things to make it interesting again, you know?
Like I used to be real big into the All-Star game of like baseball, hockey, football, and now it's just like it's just to me they're in the way. They just they take they it's a distraction for the season. Like baseball, basketball, and hockey, it's all what in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
You stop the season for this game that where in all sports no one tries. You watch people out there. Hockey, no one hits. Basketball, no one plays defense. Baseball, oh, there's a quote unquote stake for it that it's going to be home field advantage, but the Pirate rep doesn't care about that. The Reds representative doesn't care about that if they win for a home field advantage. The money's
You're
not
right.
there for them to
99% of
win.
the team, it ain't even going to affect. You're right.
The best ratings are for your skill events the day before. Basketball, it's the dunk contest, 3-point. Hockey, the skills competition. Baseball, the home run derby.
Absolutely.
And, if you put like those events on that they used to do for the Pro Bowl, like the accuracy, the fastest runner, the who can bench press the most, people will tune in to watch that more than any of the games.
Right.
So by the time any more of the All-Star games for me, they're no fun. I like the skills competitions more. I think those are fun.
Kids. I think the All-Star game is more of a fantasy thing. Like I said, this is like a one game a year where you get to see all the players in the league be together on the field, playing a little game. I mean, whether it's lame or not, they don't have it in the middle of the season. They have it at the end, right before the Super Bowl, and the guys that are participating in the Super Bowl don't play. I think that it's far from a distraction for the league like these other sports are. And like I said, I say don't make this shortcut. Don't take the shortcut because it may seem lame to us, but I think the future market, the future fans, the kids, the people that are really into football, the people that love football as children, as young people, I say keep it for them. Don't be lazy. Go out there, play 60 minutes. Whether you just two-hand touch somebody or you don't even get out there and do anything, I say do it for the fans, the kids, the younger people, because that's when I was a kid, like I said, me and my one friend, we loved it. We loved it. Yeah. I don't love it now. However, I do appreciate it. And I do understand that the younger kids like that kind of thing. You're not going to see all your favorite players on the same field ever, except for this one particular 3-hour block.
Well, what I think now though is the every kid now plays Madden. And now you have the fantasy draft. You have to where you can force trades. So now you can put all your players on one team. So I'd rather sit there and do that than sit there and watch this game that where no one's really trying. They're out there just goofing off, having fun. That's fun to watch too, but it doesn't have the same appeal anymore.
Right.
And F them kids, man. F them kids.
I tell you what, did I ever tell you that I was in the Aloha Bowl? One time I was in Hawaii for vacation, and there was a swap meet, like a like a flea market.
Yeah.
They had a big swap meet down there in Hawaii, and it was in the parking lot of the stadium that they played the All-Pro game in all those years. So I asked this little Hawaiian fellow, I said, hey, where's the bathroom? I really had to go to the bathroom. And he said, you got to go in the stadium. I was like, what? So I mean, at first I was fascinated because I was right there by the stadium in the parking lot where all these guys went to play football. And when you had to go to the restroom, you actually had to use the restrooms inside the stadium. So you got to enter the stadium, go in, go down, the one aisle, and then in the bathrooms are just one part. However, when you were walking there, you could look out onto the field, like you're in between sections as you're walking to the restrooms, and you can see the field down there. So if you walk up to where the steps are and everything, the field is right there. It did something to me, man. It did something to me. I didn't watch a football game be played there. I didn't see anything besides using the urinal, but it was really after all those years of just being that interested and being into it and watching the game to be able to see it in person. It was something, man.
I'm just happy for you that you're not as jaded as I am about sports anymore. I just love and I mean this seriously too. I like the passion that you have for this, for just wanting to see this. I missed having that passion.
Yeah.
And I wish like more people in sports had your passion and weren't as apathetic as I am towards it. Because sports is supposed to be fun.
Well, I'm
You're supposed to
simple.
like look. You're supposed to be like looking forward to like this cool event. And anymore for me, it's just like, oh, can we get it over with so we can get to the Super Bowl, then get to the draft? To me,
Yeah,
to where when I was younger, it's like let's get to the Pro Bowl, and who cares about this silly draft thing?
you're
I was
right.
like, I wish I could have that harness that excitement again for the Pro Bowl. And maybe if they do tweak some things, I can get it back. Because it is, like you said, it's fun to watch, more or less your fantasy team out there
Yeah.
playing. But I think anymore though, too, that like, fantasy football and Madden, you can do that stuff now and people get that instant gratification.
You know what I like? I like seeing my players out there. I like seeing when my quarterback was going to get in and play. How he's only going to play a quarter. Let's see, how he does with these all-time, these all-pro receivers. I want to look at the offensive line and count how many Steeler helmets I
Yep.
see
Mm-hmm.
on the line. On defense, I want to see are all three of our all-pros in there? What do these guys do? There's just something about it. And like I said, I'd be heartbroken if they did take it away. And like you said, the buzz isn't not there anymore. It's not what it used to be. But if you could make some changes, and I don't know what they are, I don't have anything in mind. But if you would do a couple of things to maybe give this game a little bit more meaning or make it a little bit more entertaining, I'd be all for that. I'm not a, I'm not going to be a homer and say no, it's got to be the same way. I'm the fact that you have to do something. You have to keep up with the time. So whatever they have to do, I don't know. I think that it would be a shame to see it go away. Let's turn the page here, Mike. We have
all right.
The Rangers winning last night over Carolina 4-1. So now the Rangers series is tied 2 games apiece. And then also the Edmonton Oilers, they won 5-3 over Calgary. They're sitting at a 3-1 lead. Tonight, the Blues and the Avalanche play. The Avalanche are up 3-1. So it's getting down to the nitty gritty. I mean, you got Tampa Bay sitting on the side now, waiting for their opponent. You're going to have your top 4 here in another couple of days, man.
Playoff hockey. There's nothing like playoff hockey. I love it. I just hate that the schedule I work now, I'm not able to watch any of the games. I have to catch everything on highlights.
Oh yeah.
It's killing me because hockey is becoming it's more or less my favorite sport, especially for the playoffs. I think they're more exciting because you do have 7. It's the fastest sport out there. And the games when they're in the playoffs are just so much more fun. And this Ranger Carolina series is kind of worrying me. I don't want it to go 7 games. I want someone to close it out, get some rest to knock out Tampa Bay. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see that too. I want Tampa Bay. I want Tampa Bay gone. Like you had mentioned yesterday or the day before, it'd be neat to see a team go back to back to back. But the more I thought about it, I don't want that anymore. I just want these guys to be done and be out. But you know what? They got a really good chance. They're the only team that advanced to the conference round already, and they got a little time to get healthy and get some rest. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good run the rest of the way, no matter who gets there and who gets the top.
I'm kind of. I wouldn't mind seeing the Avalanche win. That'd be a nice little story.
I like any one of these teams except for Tampa Bay. I don't really care.
Anyone but the Rangers.
See, I don't mind the Rangers. I just
blasphemy.
I know. I like the metropolitan teams. I just do. I like that hockey. I don't know.
Oh, I bet you were out there singing and dancing with Ovi when he won the cup. I knew it.
No, did you see that? Jacob Trouba hit another guy like he hit Crosby last night.
Oh, no way.
He came, this guy was coming from the right side of the ice. Trouba comes from about mid-ice, full speed, and just blasts this guy in the head. It was the same kind of hit that he did on Crosby.
Who would have thought, doing that on the best player on the league, getting no punishment would stop you from not doing it again?
Yeah.
It's almost like he was given the league more or less said, hey, Go out there and do this. We're not going to do a
Right.
thing to you. And hey,
I
he
was
did. He did.
I was
It's a
so
joke.
shocked. I wasn't watching the game at the moment. I was on Twitter going down the feed, and they had this one the one post that just kept showing it over and over. It said something along the lines of Truba is at it again or something. And he did, man. He blasted this guy right in the head. I thought, holy fuck, Tom Wilson.
Like, and the thing is, like, I guarantee you, if someone does it to him, it's going to be a woe is Truba
Yeah,
situation. And how dare someone do that to him? And
right.
it's because someone's going to finally just be like, you know what? I have enough. I've had enough, and I'm just going to attack you. And they're going to
Yeah.
do that. And it's going to be that person will get suspended. Truba will be painted as this victim of, he was targeted for some ungodly reason. It's a joke.
Yeah. So we talked about the football all-star team. We talked about hockey playoffs. Let's talk about some more great sports. The Pirates lose to the Rockies yesterday, 2-1. Rubber game today. They play game 3 at 12:35 this afternoon. After the game, head on down to the park. Check out game 3 as the Pirates try to win the series against the lowly Rockies.
Oh, the Buccos. Let me see here. I'm trying to pull up the standings here. Even my phone does not want to deal with their nonsense. 9.5 games back of first place, 17-25, as you said. Whew.
Yeah, they slid fast, man.
Oh,
Because
man.
three shows ago they were, I mean, obviously the Pirates, they're not in the race, but looking at the numbers, they were right in the middle of about 3 shows ago.
Yeah.
Now
And
look,
man, I'm looking at how you're saying like their run differential. They have 136 runs scored. That's not going to win you a lot of ball games.
how many has they given up?
224. Yeah, that's not going to win you a lot of ball games.
No.
Oh man.
Holy, yeah, I don't know. I don't. Let's not talk about these guys anymore.
Yeah, I was like, there's really nothing to talk about them.
Somebody brought it to my attention. A listener brought it to my attention that we don't talk about basketball. The NBA is in full swing with their playoffs. So I just want to kind of give you a rundown of what's going on, and then we'll move on. So we're down to the Final Four in basketball in the NBA, and you have the Heat versus the Celtics in the East. Now these two teams are tied 2 games apiece, and then in the Western Conference you have the Warriors and the Mavericks, and the Warriors are up 3-1 over the Mavericks. So they're right along the line of what the NHL is doing.
Yeah.
Given give or take a few games. So I did want to kind of just throw that out there for anybody that loves basketball out there. Once college comes around, we'll do some more talking, and even we'll see with the NBA. But right now we are down to the Final Four, Mike. The Heat versus the Celtics and the Warriors versus the Mavericks. Do you want to take an uneducated prediction?
Well, let's see. The Golden State, they have the dreaded 3-1 lead. And last time I remember them having a 3-1 lead, LeBron whooped their asses. But I think Golden State's they're gonna pull through on that one. And in the East,
Think about the Celtics. When the Celtics are good, the Celtics are good. You know what I mean? You never get this Celtics team that kind of bumbles their way in. When the Celtics are good, they're good. So
I'm going with the Heat.
You going with the Heat and the Warriors?
I'm gonna go with the Heat and the Warriors.
I'm gonna go with the Celtics and the Warriors. That's my pick. I haven't really watched much this year, but from what I gathered, I think that's a pretty okay pick. So I got the Celtics and the Warriors, and you got the Heat and the Warriors, correct?
Yeah. Yep. Heat and the Warriors. And I think that's what I'm going with.
Okay.
Because the way, I overhear some people talking about basketball and stuff. So I always pay attention when it's on because
right.
I like basketball. It's just not one of my top sports.
I
don't go out of my way to watch it, but if it's on, I'll sit there, I'll watch it.
If we had an NBA team in Pittsburgh, I promise you 100% we would talk more about the NBA. I'm just more I just lean toward the sports that I have a team in my hometown.
Yeah.
That's why I said, come college time when Pitt starts playing, or when you get close to the March Madness, obviously that brews up a lot of interest. So that's the reason, people. There's no real reason why we don't talk much about basketball. My explanation is we just don't have a team here, and it doesn't catch my immediate interest the way that these other sports do that have a Pittsburgh team.
And my beloved Lakers did not make it to the playoffs this year, so I'm actually heartbroken and distraught. And yes, I'm not a Johnny come lately. I'm a bandwagon fan from back in the 80s with the Showtime Lakers.
Yeah.
I got my original ticket for the bandwagon.
Okay.
Yeah. It was either them or the Celtics. They were both of the good teams there. And Larry Bird to me was boring. Give me Magic Johnson any day of the week.
Yeah. No, they're both amazing teams. Mike, Boardman, Ohio man uses play money to purchase cigarettes and a winning lottery ticket. Boardman, Ohio, guy goes into the store, gets his cigarettes, gets his ticket, and wins $100. And on the money that he paid with, it said United States play money right on it. And the person that closed the store that night, they noticed it. They said, "What the hell is this?" And they went back and looked at the camera and found out. But somebody, they used play money, and they actually won. They won $100 off the lottery ticket that they bought. So how is that?
That is great.
That
enjoy that.
Go back to that sort of cash in your ticket.
Enjoy that $100 because if they turn you in, your fine's gonna be a little more than $100.
Yeah.
But that would suck. The only time you win is with the play money, and you're gonna end up being arrested.
That's my luck. That is my luck right there.
Hey, he got away with it. Victimless crime. Let him go. He fought the man. He beat the system. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
I'm team Boardman man on this one.
All right, we're gonna keep it in your home state. Another one.
Do we have to?
Another one. Ohio man calls police when the truck he stole 5 days earlier is stolen from him. What the hell are you doing over there?
Hey, we stole it. It's now ours. Don't be stealing our shit that we rightfully stole, okay? That's a crime, okay? My man was a victim of a crime, and he just wanted to alert the proper authorities that his property that was in his possession, we're not going to say how it became in his possession, was stolen. My man is a victim.
I wonder, it was in Ohio. I wonder if the vehicle was identified by the bumper sticker that was holding the car together.
Probably. It with the muffler hanging off.
Yeah.
Scraping on the ground. That's how we roll over here, man.
Meanwhile, that's the truck was stolen twice. These people, I think they're leaving it outside with the key.
Someone take it, yeah.
Still open. Please don't steal my truck.
Do we have a town for this? Because maybe I know this town.
There was not a town. I think that if you go back into the article, you could probably somehow figure out where it's at. But I specifically looked in the article that I seen because I wanted to rub it in your face like a dog with that shits on the floor. You get the dog, you kind of rub their nose. No, people don't do that. Oh, okay.
No, I'm just saying that's not my fetish. We can find someone who wants to do that with you, man. We'll find someone for you. But it's not my home state. I just happen to live here. I was born in PA. I was born in McKeesport. I'm good, man. I got credentials. I got my birth certificate says Allegheny County. I'm good. I'm just a resident of Ohio.
Do you want to hear the next one? The next story? Do you want to hear a Texas story or a Florida story?
Oh, give me Florida, man, any day of the week.
Another one. New study shows fish in southern Florida waters are on drugs.
Yes. I love it.
Researchers analyzed 93 bonefish in South Florida, and every single one had at least 7 drugs in their system.
7.
Scientists found that up to 16 different prescriptions were in the fish's system, including Valium, blood pressure medicine, and antidepressants. They're ingesting the drugs through human waste.
Kid, these fish have better health insurance than I have. They get their shit for free. They got that European system going on down there. European. They're getting it through the waste. But bad joke. But no, I'm jealous of these fish. They're getting their blood pressure. They're getting their antidepressants. They're getting their uppers and their downers, just all readily available right there. Why can't I have that in my mug? Just all right here in my mug. I drink it. I am good to go. These fish are living a better life than me.
You know, it's funny. These fish are probably wondering what the hell's going on.
They are too. They're like, the fuck's going on, man?
Yeah. Inside their little fish brains, like they're probably thinking, what the shit is this? You know, because you're going all different directions. Like you said, you have antidepressants, you have blood pressure, which is thinning your blood. I don't know what that does to a fish, but
right. It can't be healthy for. I do feel bad for the fish because that's not right.
Yeah.
That is a poor fish, but hey, they're getting free drugs, man. Those lucky bastards.
Yeah, these fish are living in the 60s. You know,
this isn't fair, man. Give them
free drugs everywhere.
Give them a little disco ball too, because they probably got some cocaine or ecstasy that they're absorbing too.
Oh yeah,
they just want to party. They want to party.
None of these people in Florida fucking smoke weed. You know what I mean? They say that it stays in your system for a month or whatever. There's got to be some of these fish got to be high.
Oh, you know it too. Little lucky bastards. I'm finding out where they're swimming and I'm going.
Yeah. I'm going to jump over to Texas, Mike. I'm going to make the jump. I'm jumping now. I'm jumping to Texas. Another one. Texas family finds multiple rattlesnakes inside their pool noodle. You know the pool noodles that kids swim?
Yeah.
Multiple rattlesnakes were inside these pool noodles that they have.
So they found some danger noodles in their pool noodle. Okay.
Yeah.
That would like creep me the F out.
Yes.
Like I like snakes. I do. I like them. And anytime I find one, that's chilling in the neighborhood, I make sure they're okay. But that would freak me the F out. That's where I'd set fire to that thing. I'm like, nah, you broke the code of conduct. You can stay in the edge of the yard. You can come out later in the day when no one's out there, eat the rats, eat the mice, eat the moles fucking up my garden. But don't come into my stuff. It's like that spider that's hanging out in your bathroom. Hang out in the corners. When I'm in there, you stay above eye level. Stay above eye level. Like the snakes, stay on the outside. But the minute I'm out there, you can do whatever you want when I'm not there. But when you see me, you better scurry like a cockroach.
And when you're getting ready to jump in the pool, you have no shoes on, no socks on. You're in your shorts. You have no shirt. So basically, you're damn near naked. You walk up on the deck to go take a swim. You grab the noodle, and it has fucking rattlesnakes in it. Yeah.
No. I ain't playing that.
Oh, the advantages to living in the South,
What advantages? I visited the South once. That was enough. It was hot. It was humid. You had to you were told to look out for the copperheads. Well, no, they should look out for me. No, I'm the apex predator here, and here I am looking out for copperheads.
Right.
Now I got to look out for rattlesnakes. At least up here, our rattlesnakes know. They hear you. All right, well, we'll give you a little rattle.
Right.
Little rattle. They're nice. The southern copperheads and rattlesnakes, they're not nice.
And fucking Confederate rattlesnakes.
You fuck them. I'll burn them. I love snakes, though. I love snakes.
And this story here, Mike, is kind of related. Another one. Jumping back to Florida, and I'll explain why. Florida family finds a 550-pound alligator swimming in their pool. 550-pound alligator. So if you're in Texas, you get rattlesnakes in your noodles. And if you're in Florida, 550-pound alligator just taking a swim in your pool.
Give me the alligator. I can see him. The
Yeah.
snakes you can't see. Rattlesnakes don't always rattle. If they don't feel threatened, they're not going to alert you to their presence.
Right.
So this guy like here, at least I can see him. And no, okay, I'm not going to go out there.
550 pounds. That's got to be a big alligator, man.
That's a big, beefy mofo.
Big anything.
I'd be calling the dudes from Swamp People, like, shoot this guy in the head. Cook me and fry me on some alligator. Let's go. Let's have a party. Let's turn this guy into gumbo.
Again, that's the luxuries of living in the South, man. You could either have snakes or alligators. I know when I was in the South a couple of times on vacation, they have these geckos that really run around your house, just like a stink bug would up here.
See,
I can recall
cool.
sitting in the bathroom and sitting on a toilet, and these little tiny geckos, and they were like super, super tiny, but they were just running around, just like I said, like if you would see a fly or a stink bug.
Yeah.
But they had these little geckos. They just run around freely like that. It was actually kind of an awesome thing to see because I've never seen that before.
In Florida too, they also have, in the wintertime, you got to look out for frozen gecko or frozen iguanas falling out of the trees.
Yeah.
Shit like that. You got the invasive boa constrictors and the people just throw out that they don't want any pets for. So yeah, let's go to the South where it's oppressively hot. And we're trying to turn it into like a mini Australia with all these weird little animals that want to try and kill you. No, I'm cool.
The thing about the South, if I would live down there, I would do the same exact thing I do now. I don't really go out and partake in much outdoor life, which I have no problem with. It's just not my thing. I'm not an outdoorsy guy. So if I lived in the South, I basically live the same life I live now. So I would be not affected by all this. But I can see people that, that do a lot of things out in the yard and going outside and doing adventures, where this could be a, something they would have to deal with. But I'm pretty certain that I would be okay.
See, up north, all we have to worry about are, just raccoons getting into the house because they're smart.
Right.
Yeah. We get the smart animals. They get the dumb animals. That's all I'm going to say.
That's because the raccoons got thumbs. Another one. Let's see what we got here, Mike. Let's see what we got. Okay. Here you go. Texas woman climbs into the spider monkey cage at the zoo to feed them hot Cheetos. She says she did nothing wrong. She says because people were feeding the animals bread and crackers, she thought it was okay to climb in the enclosure at the zoo with the spider monkeys and feed them hot Cheetos. I tell you what, hot Cheetos, man, if you're not ready for them, they're hot.
They're hot as fuck.
Yeah.
The bird.
Like you're with somebody and they're like, hey, you want one? They give you, and you're not expecting to have a drink. You're not mentally prepared. Those things are hot, man. Imagine them spider monkeys.
They hit hard. Honestly, all I'm thinking is like, why would you jump into an enclosure with monkeys? I don't care what kind of ape they are. They tend to like rip your face off.
Yeah.
That's where I was waiting for the story to go. Is to like her face got ripped off. But
no, as far as I know, they probably just flung poo at her. But no, I didn't see her get her face ripped off.
So that's cool. All right, she didn't get her face ripped off. So, but why would you jump into an enclosure with a wild animal? I don't even care if they're like, captive bred. I don't care, if it's I don't care what kind of animal it is. You don't go into that habitat.
Right.
Because you never know how they're going to act. Or maybe they're like, hell yeah, man, let's get some of these fucking fire Cheetos. like, damn, man, they look good. All right, let's get some.
Well, it should be like, don't feed the bears. Now, watch these spider monkeys be addicted
to that shit now. They're like,
yeah.
Got that. Like now their food's all bland, and they finally were exposed to spices. They're like, hook us up, man, hook us up. They're like, get her here every day.
Now they're flinging fire fire poo.
Oh,
I want to go into this one, Mike,
all right.
because it was a heavy Florida, Texas, Ohio news day. So let me get back to Ohio here. I got another one for you.
All right.
Another one. A citizen living in Ohio arrested after allegedly plotting to assassinate former President George W. Bush. He claims that he wants to kill the former president because he invaded Iraq, killed Iraqis, and a bunch of people of Iraq are now displaced because of it. So this gentleman in Ohio got arrested because he got caught. I don't know how he got caught. I
Yeah.
don't know how that all plays out. I'm sure once you start talking about assassination of these people,
Yeah.
your name probably goes somewhere.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, he was well on his way to creating a plan to kill former president.
Okay, at least he had like something that was like, an actual justification. Like, okay, I can understand that. Not like, hey, my dog told me, or the parrot told me, or this coffee mug told me to go do it.
Right.
Okay, at least there's something that he saw that happened in reality. Probably maybe he lived through it or family or something. So okay, you can kind of understand that, but trying to assassinate world leaders, that never works out well for anyone. Even if you succeed, bad things are going to happen to people you care about down the line.
Yes.
Because if you were from that country and you do that, guess what's going to happen? Guess we're going to end up again. We will end up over there again, and it's going to be a whole cycle again. So yeah. No, like have a open up a history book. You'll see anytime like a world leader is assassinated, it never works out well for anyone involved.
Just from reading all the Ohio, Florida, and Texas news, I'm beginning to wonder how in the hell these could be swing states in the election. These are the people that we're relying on to choose our leaders that are in these three states. They're important. That's what I'm trying to say in the elections. All jokes aside, Mike, do you want me to tell you about Kurt Cobain's guitar, or do you want me to tell you one more Florida story?
Give me Kurt Cobain's guitar, because I actually have a Kurt Cobain story from work today.
Okay. Another one. Kurt Cobain's blah, 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 blah. Kurt Cobain's guitar, the one that he used in the Smells Like Teen Spirit video, sells for $4.5 million. It originally went on the auction for somewhere around $800,000.
Wow.
And it went all the way up to $4.5 million. Somebody paid almost $5 million for this guitar.
First of all, I'm surprised that like a Gen Xer has that much money. we tend to be broke too. But that's Kurt Cobain was more or less against commercialization and stuff like that. So it's nice to see that legacy has lived on to where we're going to continue profiting off of him. But like he wasn't that great of a guitar player, wasn't that great of a singer, but he was that more or less like quote unquote voice of a generation, the poster child of that, the Gen X movement. So it doesn't surprise me that it sold for that much.
Why don't you tell me what you got on Mr. Cobain, then we'll go directly into the website, Mike.
Okay. So at work, someone had music going, and they Stain came on, and Aaron Lewis was singing. I'm like, oh my God, do we have to listen to this whiny little guy? Like, be a true Gen Xer, bottle up that resentment, sadness, bury it deep down, and go pull a Kurt Cobain, and so we can all move on with our day. Yeah, people are actually kind of surprised that I actually made that joke. I'm like, haven't you guys worked with me long enough now?
He comes
it was a bad, it's a terrible thing to say about someone.
I tell you what, but you're gonna end up meeting him because he comes down here to a neighboring town sometime. He knows somebody at one of these bars in a town that you're familiar with, and every time he comes to Pittsburgh, down to Burgestown to play a show, he goes down and visits these people at this bar. So next time that he's down there, you know what he does? He comes at 2:00 in the morning, and they like tell certain people that he's coming, and then he like gets up on stage and does songs and shit, like kind of like a private thing. But I might be able to get us in there next time he comes around.
Good.
So
Good.
I'm gonna tell him what you said.
I'll tell him, like, dude, your music sucks. You suck. Next time you do a cover of an Alice in Chains song, I'm gonna beat you over the head with your microphone because you no, just go away. You suck. Your music sucks. Bump off down the road.
Not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan.
No.
I
like very
appreciate them. I don't love them.
The very
He's
few
whiny.
like
He's a whiny crying.
That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
the whining. I don't care. Sing about whatever you want to sing about, your emotions, whatever. That's cool. It's just the whining, dude. Come on now. Come on.
I
Come
know.
on. That's what gets me.
Throw
That's
some fucking testicles and then go write a song, huh? You know?
no, you can like share your emotions, your feelings, whatever. It's just like every single song, dude, sounds like he needs a box of tissues.
I know.
Like, come on, bro. Cry it out
Mike,
once. Let's move along.
Go ahead and tell everybody about the website.
2dumyinzers.com. 2dumyinzers.com. Catch, we have all of our contact info on there. You can send all your hate mail directed to me through that website. We have a link to the merchandise store. Or if you don't want to bother clicking on the website, you can go directly to our merch store at 2-dum-yinzers.spreadshop.com. And on our website at 2dumyinzers, we also have the link to that merch store. We have a link to our Spotify page that has every single episode of the 2 Dum Yinzers on there. Also, links through Anchor, Stitcher, so all the episodes are on there as well. Links to the YouTube page. Yeah, that's about it for the website.
All right.
One-stop shop.
All right, good enough. So we do have time. We have 3 minutes left, Mike. So I have a Jeopardy question for you. You want to play Jeopardy?
Bring it, man. I got to bring up one game under 500. Let's see if I can have a better record than the Buccos.
You're sitting at 2 wins, 3 losses. I have a question set up for you here. Again, it's a Steeler question.
All right, let's do this.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Mike, who was the first Steeler player inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame? Who was the first Steeler player that was inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame?
I know oh God. It's who I think it is. I know the position.
All right. The question was, who was the Steelers' first player that was inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame? What did you say, Mike?
I'm probably wrong, but I'm probably like confusing a bunch of people. Defensive lineman Ernie Stautner.
Which would have been who I would have picked, because he was the only player before Joe Green that had his number retired as a Steeler, and he was from way back in the day. However, that is incorrect.
Oh.
The answer is Johnny McNally. Johnny McNally was the very first Steeler that was inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. I don't know much about Mr. McNally. I believe he was a defensive player back in the day. Was a big thing. But yes, Johnny McNally. Wow. A lot of people, I think that maybe are fair-weathered Steeler fans might have went with somebody from those 70s teams.
Yeah, that's why I went with Stautner. He's the only one that I knew outside of that era.
Right, and a lot of people would have went with that just because, like I said, his number was the only number that was retired for forever.
Yeah,
they just did Joe Green's here recently, but it was a good pick. It was a good pick, Mike. I can't fault you on that one. Johnny McNally was the correct answer, so that drops Mike to 2 wins and 4 losses in the 2 Dum Yinzers Jeopardy game. But don't be discouraged, Mike, because the game goes on and you get another chance tomorrow to get back in the
in the
work
hunt.
your way back up to 500. But we want to thank everybody. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. We want to thank you for supporting us. We want to thank you to everybody who writes us, anybody that gives us feedback, comments, everything. We appreciate you greatly. We hope you continue to listen to the show. We have a lot of great things coming up. We are still in a transition period. So just know that there's a lot of great things coming up. We're heading into summertime. So keep tuned in. Michael, do you have anything before we go ahead and take off for the day?
No, just have a good day, everyone. Have a good day.
Yes, everybody, take it easy.
Enjoy the weather.
Keep your loved ones close. Maybe take the day and do something with your family. Other than that, everybody have a great day. And for the two Dum Yinzers, I'm Ryan. He's Mike. We'll see you tomorrow.